Let's talk about this upcoming concert here in Brazil. How excited are you to play here? I don't know if it's the first time, your first time here in Brazil.
I think I've played here before, but it was over 20 years ago, I think.
Yeah. And what was it like the time that you were here in Brazil? And how excited are you to perform again?
It was very, very, very beautiful country, and the audience was extremely receptive to our songs, and we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of shopping, and we did a lot of sightseeing for the countryside too.
Great. And I have to say, many fans here in Brazil are still confused about the singers because Kelly Hansen is not coming. So Luis will sing and that will be your guest appearance. Is that it? How is it going to work?
Yes, it's going to be pretty much. I think Luis is going to be singing the majority of the songs. Kelly's not going to be there because he got married recently, and I think he's spending time with his new family.
Oh, cool.
Since it's the second last tour for Foreigner as we know it, they asked me to be a part of it, and I really like the opportunity to do that. So now we have a different face and a different mix of Foreigner, and I think it's going to be very exciting.
Absolutely. And what will be your participation be in this show? You said you're going to, Luis is going to sing the majority of the songs, but do you already know the songs
Yes.
that you're going to sing?
I don't quite know the songs I'm going to sing, but I know it's going to be about four or five songs.
Absolutely.
I think
And
they're going to be in the encore.
mhm. And do you already know the vibe of the full set list, the other songs, the albums that you're going to have represented in the set list?
Well, I think it's going to be the Foreigner hits from all the albums, but I think at some point we're going to start concentrating on Foreigner Four.
Good, good. And Kelly mentioned before that Wagner is recording Spanish versions of the songs. I got to hear a version of Urgent, very cool, but I don't know if you're involved with that. Do you have any information about it?
Not so much. I think it was the management's idea since Foreigner was coming to South America to have Luis Maldonado, who speaks Spanish fluently, sing some of the versions. He's a very good singer too. So he sang two or three of the songs in Spanish, and I think the audience will be pleasantly surprised. He's got a great voice.
That's great. And I think some of you guys posted a picture where you appear in the studio with Luis. And are you guys also working in other project? I think he mentioned before that you guys are working on a remix of some classic albums, Dolby Atmos remix.
I think it's going to be. I think the first one's going to be Foreigner Four.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
and that's exciting. And I think there's some songs that didn't make it to the album, because there's usually 10 songs on an album. We usually record 13 or 14 and pick the best ones. But there were more than 10 really good ones. We just picked the ones that were finished first. So now here we are years later, and we're finishing the other ones that weren't finished, and we're gonna perform those too.
Great, great. And how is your involvement with Fortnite right now? Because you had some guest spots here and there, like in 2018, 2019, I think some couple of years ago. How is your current involvement? And do you think this partnership, Fortnite and Lou Graham, will keep on the future?
Yeah, I think it's very exciting, and the guys in the current Foreigner have accepted me, and I've gotten friendly with more than a few of them, and they all treat me with respect, and I think we've got a good thing going.
Absolutely. Well, I read a lot of criticism online about the foreigners since the band continued without you. But I feel like there's less criticism nowadays since it's become natural for other bands to continue without original members. and you're also doing these collaborations with them. Your guest on some concerts. Do you also feel that Foreigner is more appreciated today in this format, that people understand it better right now?
I think so. Yeah, to a certain degree. I mean, back in Foreigner's heyday with the original band, that was, it was so special. But time passes, people change. People who were in the band are not in the band now, and but celebrating Foreigner's 50th anniversary, which is coming up soon, is something that the current Foreigner and the original Foreigner should let all criticisms and problems uh, 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 fade away, and let's honor the legacy of the band.
That's great. And Mick Jones is no longer performing with Foreigner, but many fans would still like to know how is he doing right now? Do you still keep in touch with him?
Yes, to a certain degree, and he's holding his own. He's doing okay, but he's not in the shape where I would say he would be able to perform.
Yeah, but it's good to know that he's doing well. Of
Yes,
course, not performance wise, but
yeah, he's aware of what we're doing to some of these songs, in putting them to making them a little more current sounding, and then releasing them. So it's I know he keeps track of what's going on, and he's very excited. And I would guess he would give anything to be a part of it, but that's just not to be.
okay. And how is your relationship with the rest of the guys? I mean, there are some of the guys that have a history in rock and roll besides Foreigner, like Jeff Pilson from Dokken, Chris Fraser. It's a very well recognized drummer. How is your relationship with the rest of the band right now?
I think they're all good with each other, and they've kind of taken me under their wing, like I'm a new member.
A different feeling, right?
It's a strange feeling.
Great. Well, and recently, Foreigner was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with a campaign that even included Paul McCartney. It's out of the mind to think about it. How do you feel about that recognition from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and that campaign?
I think it was an awesome and meaningful campaign. There were a lot of people like Paul and Peter Frampton, and just a number of well-known rock and rollers who didn't even realize that Foreigner wasn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And when they thought about, they said, "This is wrong. They need to be right in the Hall of Fame with the rest of us. They deserve to be there." And I think that campaign helped to bring the attention to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that we have all the credentials that we need to be a part of the hall, and it was just an oversight that we weren't there already.
Absolutely. And why do you believe Faulkner remains so relevant nowadays? Is it the power of the catalog? Is it a brand work? Is it the fact that the band is still performing a lot of shows? What is the main reason for you?
Well, I think the catalog is very important, and I think our chart numbers and our sales is something to be noted. And I do think that the new Foreigner, holding the flag up and continuing to perform, has had a lot to do with us being part of the Hall of Fame now.
Great.
So
And
they
since you
deserve some
mentioned,
they deserve some credit too.
absolutely. And I know that Faulkner's catalog has many hits, but there are also some songs that seem to be waiting to be rediscovered. Is there a song that you feel that has been unfairly overlooked in this catalog? Is there some that it's really good and could perhaps be better known?
Um, I'm sure there are. There's not one that comes to mind for me right now, but I do recall thinking in the past, when I come across a song, and I play it, and I go, geez, that should have been a big hit. but I mean, the charts and how they're gathered and put together is something that I don't particularly understand. So I think all in all, the hits that we've had are monumental, and I'm so proud of them. And there's bound to be songs that I personally think should have been a hit, and for some reason they weren't. So likewise, I accept.
Great. And for my last question, a funny fact about Brazil's relationship with Faulkner. I study by the corporation that controls the royalties distribution in Brazil, it's called ECAD, revealed that I Want to Know What Love Is was the most played song on Brazilian radios throughout the last decade. I mean, the entire decade.
Wow.
Uh, I believe it's also because of Mariah Carey's version, and we have Brazilian country artists doing versions of it with lyrics in Portuguese, like Edson and Hudson and some of artists. Uh,
I've heard about that.
oh, that's great. But what can you say about this song and its power, even in re-recordings?
It's been re-recorded a number of times. I think uh, 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 Sheena Easton re-recorded it in Australia.
Yes,
I think the Judd daughter did it.
yes,
Is that
Winona, right?
what's her name?
Winona or Winona, I don't know
Yes,
the
Winona. Yes,
pronunciation.
Winona
Yes.
Judd re-recorded it, and every time somebody re-recorded it, it went to number one. So I think it's a wonderful song that the message really touches people, and it's a beautiful song, but it doesn't mean it has to be weak. It's powerful, you know.
Absolutely.